And we were back for our 3 p.m. show. We had a 1 p.m. Now we're back for 3. We're going to have a 5 p.m. But right now, our special guest here on the Sideline Sit Down is Brownsville Veterans Memorial's Catie Esquivel. She's the really popular hoopster over there at Brownsville Veterans. The Lady Chargers coming off a district championship season. She was a very integral part of that. So, Catie, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hey, thank you for inviting me to the show. I'm doing fine today. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, no problem. So tell me, it's been a really up and down couple of months. As an athlete, you guys have been kind of starved trying to get back to some normalcy, workouts, contact with coaches and stuff like that. But how have you been holding up since March and through the summer? What have you been doing? Just how you've been kind of keeping in touch and keeping in shape and trying to stay ready.
Okay, well, so far in March, when the whole thing, broke out and we were in quarantine for a long time, I was just working out in my garage, maintaining the rules of the city and in quarantine and stuff. And then as time went on and things somehow got better, I wore a mask and I was working out. I'm fortunate enough to have my parents own a gym, so I was working out there with a mask. And my trainer Chris Vasquez, and on the side I was working with my skills coach, Coach Garcia. He has a basketball academy in Far. So yeah, I've been going back and forth, twice a week with both of them. So I've been having a pretty busy week for the past couple of weeks, actually, a couple months. And I've been, strength training. I've been doing conditioning. I've been doing everything that can make me have a good junior year so far. Yeah. So.
Yeah, for sure. And you've had two very good years. We'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, just did you mainly training? Did you get any live work in? I know some people have done travel ball stuff, whether it be for softball or anything. Have you just been purely training with your trainers and then at the gym?
Yeah, I've been just purely training because with everything that's going on, my parents aren't really comfortable with me going around and doing travel ball. But still, here and there, I've been doing scrimmages with my sister or scrimmages with my dad or like anything I can get in between.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely awesome to hear that you've been getting that work in and whatnot. I know that athletes, have really close knit relationship with their coaches. Just have you been in touch with the school? I know Brownsville Veterans does a really good job with keeping in touch with you guys and whatnot. Just how's that been like over the last couple months?
It's been good. I've been keeping in contact with my teammates, and we've been talking about, what we've been doing over quarantine, the workouts we've been doing. And my coach also has been, keep in touch with us. He's been like giving us workouts here and there to do, so like we're not just, lounging around all day doing nothing. So I think that's very useful that he did that for us, and taking the time out of his day to do this and do that for us, which is, yeah, I'm very thankful.
Awesome. Well, glad to hear you're doing very well and staying safe, and that's always good to hear, especially from the. Let's talk a little bit of hoops, Catie. You guys are coming off a couple of district championship seasons for you. You've had a really good career here. Your freshman and sophomore year really come in and stood out in the program. I know a couple of years ago we interviewed. You were a newcomer of the year, and this past year you had another great season. Just chat me up. How's it been like coming in, playing the role that you've played? Early on as a freshman and again as a sophomore, being one of the key cogs in a couple of championship teams.
Well, it's definitely like it hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been too hard for me because I knew that from the start I needed to work hard for the position I have now. And so I think that I came in with mentality, that all these girls need me to fulfill a special duty on the team. So I didn't want to let my teammates down. I didn't want to let my coach down. So I wanted to do what I had to do in order to make the team better and to keep it almost the same as it was before I was there and even better than it was before. You know what I mean? Yeah. So kind of like that. So I just kept on focusing on working hard and just, winning was, the ultimate goal and making my teammates better and make myself better as well. I just wanted to make the team, overall better, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Brownsville Veterans. There's been no shortage of success there in the school's very short time it's been open. But you've had championship teams before you, and definitely down the line there's going to be more. But just coming in to seeing that kind of brief history that you guys have had. I know we spoke of this at length whenever we talked. We had an interview about you being newcomer of the year. But coming in, how did those veteran girls help you? You know, how did they kind of take to you? And when did you realize, you know, your role in the team would be so big?
Well, the veterans girls, they're very, they were nice and they're very easygoing. And whenever I, go through a slump or I would, miss the layup or miss a shot, they would be there and encourage me and tell me, keep on looking forward, keep your head up. There's always next play. Like, just keep on going, keep on going. And so, like, just them having them by my side and support me throughout everything was like really helpful because it made me feel confident to be able to play my role better and just to play my role, just as any other role. And in tournaments, I think that would be when it like clicked for me, when I was somewhat of a key player in the team, because during like plays and stuff, things would just go crazy and like yeah, it would all play out and I would realize like, hey, like if I wasn't like yeah, basically to cut it short.
No, I understand that, and I mean, it definitely speaks to your style of play. One thing that you notice about you and me and maybe some of the other guys here at Real Sports have talked about it, and I talked with Coach also. You kind of have a knack for being at the right place at the right time under the basket. You're always in position, kind of a grinder under there. You know, whenever it gets physical or tough underneath the basket, it seems like that's your tailor made for your style of play. You have the height for it. You know, you're pretty strong under there. Just talk to me about your style of play and how you feel most comfortable.
Well, I'm like I feel more comfortable playing as a post, but I can also play as a guard. But mostly, I've been playing post for the past 2 years because the upperclassmen and stuff. But I feel I like just being under there and like muscling up, boxing out and doing my job and jumping for those rebounds. It just feels good to be able to go out and do that, and just making everything fall into place, like setting screens for the guards and everything. I think it just comes natural to me basically. Like I feel like comfortable doing it. Like it's almost like easy as walking almost. So yeah.
Yeah, so you say you're also comfortable playing the guard position. I mean, does that basically? Do you think it's gonna depend on like how you play more like on the rest of your team? Because I mean, right now you're one of the taller girls on the team, if not the tallest, if I'm not mistaken. So of course you're gonna probably be there in the post. But you think if you somebody you have more height, you probably play outside a little bit more as a
Yeah,
guard, kind of depending.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. But talking about height and all that, well, let's talk about the postseason here. You guys played well, went a couple of rounds deep. You run into a Victoria team that had some height, but you guys exchanged punches and you guys were in it till the end. Just talk to me about that game a little bit. I know you guys had some foul trouble down the line, but it was a very physical game, especially in the inside. They had a lot of top players. Just how was that matching up for you? On the inside and everywhere else on the court.
It was really fun actually. Like unfortunately I had, I was in foul trouble by the end of the game, but it was a new experience for me. Like it felt exciting playing against those tall girls who are, who are good players, like outstanding players and who are like fast and have everything. They're athletic. And it was just, exciting playing against a good team. Like I love playing against good teams. Like the competitiveness of it all, it's just so exciting and it like fuels me up and I just like, it gets me going. It's my adrenaline pumping, it gets my blood pumping. And I just like I always want to experience this type of games because the slower type of games, like they're okay, but like I don't really favor them. But the fast-paced games, the back and forth games, the aggressive games, I really enjoy those a lot because I get to, play basketball, which is the thing I love to do the most.
Yeah, of course. And but yeah, down the stretch, you guys played very well. But like I said, there was matchup problems that eventually prevailed. But I mean, 2 more years to go. Let's reverse a little bit. Let's talk about this past year as a whole. Undefeated district champions. You came in. What was the feel at the beginning of the season? And at what point did you realize, like, hey, we can come back for not only another district title, but make this season as special as it was? I think you guys were up there as as one of the best teams in the valley all season long. Just talk to us about that. Just what was what was the thought process like coming into the season and the expectations wise?
The atmosphere was definitely way better than the past couple of years because of our coach. Our coach, like, helped us get through a lot of troubles, a lot of difficulties, and he encouraged us, like, every practice and saying, like, oh, we have to train this hard and do this for us to be able to have this type of season and like this type of season. And he would, motivate us into working harder and like smarter. And so, like, obviously my teammates and I took that to heart, and we, like, talked amongst each other and told us we have to work as a team this year in order for us to go far and like do good this year. And so I think that really helped us a lot because my assistant coach, Coach Alvarez, and my main coach, Coach Torres, they were really there for us, and they helped us, and it was just overall an amazing thing. And our teammates, we all got along, really well this year, and so we could comfortably talk to each other about, our faults, our mistakes, so what we need to do better and stuff like that. So I think that was really, like, it helped a lot. And so with that in mind, we're determined to do better than last year and go out with a bang because most of our teammates were seniors, and so they wanted to win, and the underclassmen wanted to do that for them for, like, because they were such a good upperclassmen to us, and so we wanted to pay them somehow, and we also wanted to win. And so I think everything just played out, and it was just an overall good season. Like, it was one of the most memorable seasons, I think. My situation, yeah, in my way, yeah.
Chatting up about you guys had a lot of solid players on the team, a lot of girls that did a lot of different things. You had some scorers, you had some defensive players. A lot of people just kind of knew their role, fell into place, and pretty much did well. Just so, what makes that team go? What made it go this year? What do you think made it the most special? X's and O's wise.
Well, our defense and offenses and plays were way better. Like, they were really well made, and they were easy to follow, and they made sense basically. And like, I couldn't have done it alone. Obviously, it was my coaches, it was my teammates. Everyone had their own special certain skill that they incorporated into the game. So we all like meshed together, and we just made something amazing. It was just like an amazing overall game to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's on the
Yeah, I think you cut out. You froze. I can't hear you. Yeah. I can't hear him. You froze. Okay. Hello. I think you're frozen. So. Yeah, you're frozen. Sorry. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Keep talking.
No, I can't hear him.
Just come. Pete, come.
Look. Oh, he left. Oh, no. So wait, stop.
Okay. Check your email again.
No, I'm still live, I think.
No.
Oh, I'm not?
No.
I am? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Check your email.
Okay. Oh.
Send him a email, Kate. Everyone's saying your live solo. That's gonna wait till it reconnects.
I can see myself on Twitter.
Oh, and Mr. said to promote the census.
To what?
Promote the census.
What is that?
Fill out your census. Please fill out your census and vote. Just can I add one last thing? Please fill out your census and vote. Kate, if you'd like right now, we'll say, everyone please vote and fill out your census. Do it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'm excited to have Veterans basketball.
Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. By the way, I just wanted to say that. I'm looking forward to playing my junior and senior at Veterans. I'm waiting for the guy to come back, so this is completely unexpected. So, yeah. This is my luck. Obviously, this is horrible. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna end it because this is gonna awkward. So what? Oh my god.
No,
Wait.
she just connected.